popular. Not only is Brittany Rastelli very, very popular, but so is her Egg Harbor, the seafood division of Rastelli, 10 6-ounce Faroe Island salmon fillets. I had to take a little breath. These are this is their #1 seafood item. This is sought out by restaurant chefs and sushi restaurants all over the world. My husband and I love the Faroe Island salmon fillets. This is coming from the frigid, clean Arctic waters. Where does your fish come from? We're going to tell you. Lock it into that auto delivery every 60 days for a year. It is quick. It is delicious. This is how I do my salmon. All right, Brittany Rastelli, come on in. #1 item, and people are loving these already, right? The Faroe Island.
They are. This has been such an exciting journey to be able to share these Faroe Island salmon fillets with our QVC family. And it really all starts from the origin of the Faroe Islands and why these are so special. So if you're not familiar, the Faroe Islands are located just north of Scotland in an absolutely beautiful, pristine body of water. But what's unique about the space is there are these giant fjords and sounds, and the salmon are right in the middle of them in the open ocean where this beautiful Arctic current blows through right in the center there, keeping the water very clean and very cold. So the salmon are fed an all-natural, hormone-free, and antibiotic-free diet, and then they pull them out of the water right there in the Faroes, where they are individually packaged and blast frozen after they have been center cut, bones have been taken out, skin has been taken off, and you have this beautiful, vibrant orange piece of salmon as the result. Those white stripes, which is the marbling, so think steak, breaking down, giving us that incredible, beautiful texture. In this salmon, no matter how many times you flake it, whether it's medium rare or completely well done like this one, your center will be moist, through like this one every single time. The consistency is incredible. But Nancy, the blast freezing is huge here as well.
Yeah.
This is locking in the omega-3s, the omega-6s, all of those nutrients that are really great for us, but it locks in the freshness as well. So think about walking around your grocery store, you go to the counter, there's salmon. Where's it from? How many times has it been previously frozen? If it's several, you're going to have a smell in your cook. People tell me all the time that when they cook the Faroe Island salmon, not have that fishy smell. And it really isn't a testament to location and packaging.
Okay, I'm just going to be honest here. I told Brittany that I did not eat fish for so many years, and I had no idea. Only a couple years ago did I hear, this is the truth, that when you have fishy fish, like the really stinky fishy fish, that is because it is not fresh, my friend. Fresh fish does not have that stinky smell of salmon. You know what I mean? If you go to a grocery store, you look at that fish counter, Brittany is completely correct. You even ask that fish counter, you say, hey, fishmonger, is this fresh? And they're like, oh no, it was frozen and we defrosted it and it traveled and we defrosted it. You think you're getting fresh fish? Where's that fresh fish coming from? When you think about fish, I want to know from my family, where did the fish come from? This is from the frigid, clean waters of Faroe Island. And that's why in the last couple weeks, over 1,300 of these have been sold, and these are already popular. You can lock it into that auto delivery every 60 days. But Brittany, these are also super sought out by restaurant chefs and sushi restaurants and the QVC family. This is like one of your #1 top items, right?
It really is. It's so funny. Alberti will text me every time he goes to a restaurant and sees it on the menu. And the texts have become more and more frequent. It's just something we do back and forth, because when we first started presenting this to QVC, it was a fish that we were telling everybody that the chefs were using, but it is so common now to see it on the restaurant menus. So it's so exciting that we're able to show you guys that those chefs do not know something that you don't. They're using a high quality piece of salmon to put on their menu that they're proud of, that they know is going to cook perfectly every time. And your cooking methods at home
Tell them.
vary as well. Salmon
Okay.
is an incredibly versatile fish.
Yeah,
So
people
it's
love
substantial
salmon.
enough that we can put this on our grill. It's summertime.
Mm-hmm.
We can bake it, we can broil it, we can put this on our saute pan, we can poach it, we can air fry it. Last night, I have a funny story about my son. Got home from hockey at 5:45. He
Okay.
said, "Can I go outside and play?" I said, "Why don't you go take a shower? I'm going to make dinner." And he went, "No, it's going to take forever." I said, "What do you mean it's going to take forever? Dinner will be ready in
Exactly.
15 minutes."
Yeah, restaurant
He said,
quality. Uh-huh.
he said, "How?" I said, "I'm going to do the salmon in the air fryer tonight." He goes, "It'll be ready." I said, "You will be outside playing by 6:15. 6
Wow.
o'clock, I put the 3 pieces of salmon
Yep.
for him, my daughter, and I in our air fryer.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Yep.
I had it in for like 12 minutes. Took it out, plated it, had some rice and broccoli.
Look
and
at
we had
that
dinner, and he was
piece.
outside playing.
Brittany, you have
Yes.
to show them how big these are. First of all, like the color of your salmon, from Faroe Islands is pink, 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 pink. And then look at the size of this. It is huge. It is 6 ounces. Brittany, you got to show them.
This is a 6-ounce portion, and Nancy, this is boneless. This is skinless.
Right.
This is center cut. This is a 6-ounce portion that you are eating from end to end.
They're so
it
filling.
is a very beautiful
Generous
size. We are
size.
at 34 grams of protein for a 6-ounce piece. So just that right there is definitely making you feel like you are full.
Can I tell
mean,
you?
a 6-ounce portion even sometimes is a little big for me.
Can I tell you, my girlfriends were eating salmon like crazy because they're like, oh, this is so healthy. Like every meal was like salmon, 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 right? Because of those omegas. And this is the special salmon from Faroe Island. It's their #1, like top selling. People are loving these right now. But here's the other thing. The flavor of it. I stopped eating fish when I was younger because they were fishy. Salmon could be one of the most fishiest, right? But you were eating fish the wrong way, friends. You know why? Because it was not fresh. This is vacuum sealed, fresh from frozen, fresh from the Faroe Islands. You're gonna unfreeze it once. Not like the grocery stores that has been refrozen, defrosted, thawed, and then they say, oh, look, it's fresh fish. Right, Brittany? Totally different.
Exactly. I mean, I want you to really think about that
Where's that
grocery
fish
store,
coming
right? Let's
from?
say they have an incredible sale
Yeah.
on salmon. So you buy a lot of it. Okay. So then it's been previously frozen a couple times. And then they wrap it in that seafood paper that we all know, and then they put it in that plastic bag.
Yeah.
And then you take it home and then you freeze it because you bought a lot of it. And then you're going to cook it again in a couple of weeks. I mean, it
and then it
really
starts getting
just
stinky
does not.
and fishy.
Exactly.
Girl, could you show
The
them the
odor
color
is
of
gonna
that
take
salmon
over.
right there? Look at that fillet, that huge, can you show them that? That color is what makes Faroe Island the best of the best right there. Look at that color.
Exactly. This is the color you're looking for. You're looking for that vibrant orange. We're not looking for peach. We're not looking for light pink. We want that vibrant orange.
Deep.
And you can even kind of pick up the stripes here. This is that marbling that I was talking to you about. The marbling, synonymous with a steak. What does marbling do? It breaks down when it gets cooked, and it gives it that beautiful texture. And these, again, I've never had a more consistent piece of fish. I have been eating Faroe Island salmon now for over 10 years, 2-3 times a week, and every single time.
Good for your
it is
hair, good for
perfect.
your
And
skin, good for your nails, right? I mean,
Yes.
women, it's like women's like little
Absolutely.
secret of like, you are what you eat. Trust me, you want to eat a little more salmon. Where's your salmon from? I stay away from all that like, ooh, the farm raised, I don't even know where. I mean, like, it's coming from different countries, Brittany. It scares me. The only country it should come from is from Scotland and Iceland. That's where I want my Faroe Islands, salmon to come from, right?
It's so true. I mean, knowing your source really has changed the way that I ate in general.
Especially when it
because
comes
I
to fish
definitely
and
started
seafood.
trying things that people were saying, try it from this location, and it really, really changed that. but the salmon is individually packaged and blast frozen for you, so there's no waste. I purposely make an extra one all the time. The next day, we'll have our little salmon salad. I'll either have it on a wrap or a lettuce wrap, or I'll make it like a dip like this. And I make it the same exact way that you would make your favorite tuna salad, but instead of coming out of a can, have a beautiful piece of Faroe
And that was
Island
just one
salmon.
fillet. Yep. No bones.
Just one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm telling you, if she could even just show how big they are, it's all meat. There's no bones, there's no skin, there's no fishy smell. Your house is not going to smell like stinky salmon, which it could do if you got it from the grocery store and it was frozen and defrosted and thawed. This is the Faroe Island one. I feel like, Brittany, you guys have made me love salmon again. And my husband was saying the same thing. We would get the salmon from like the other stores, right? And it was like fishy and we didn't trust it. And it was like coming from all over the place. You want to know exactly where your seafood is coming from, number one. This is coming from Scotland, Iceland area, right? From the frigid, clean waters. And this is their top item. And that's why people are loving these. And we make them, and now we've fallen in love with your salmon again. Brittany, we love your Faroe Island salmons. I just want to give a little shout out from my husband. He's like, tell them it's so
thank
good.
you. It really is. I mean, this is something where, you know, my kids have grown up on Faroe Island salmon, and they can tell the difference now, which I think
Restaurant
is
quality.
hilarious.
Yeah.
They really can. If we go somewhere and they'll say, "Oh, the salmon," I'll tell them it doesn't say it's Faroe Island, so it's not. And they'll say, "But it might be." I'm like, it's not. The chef wants you to know that it is Faroe Island salmon. And again, when you start with premium pieces of ingredients like this, your dishes don't need a lot.
And again, when we talk about restaurants, but Brittany, if you go to a restaurant and order a salmon dish, easily $35, $40 market price. And by the way, this is the same salmon. If it says Faroe Island, it's sought by top restaurants and sushi restaurants, the famous Faroe Island salmon fillets. Oh, are they swimming away?